Welcome back to Law Hero. My name is Jen and today we are looking at how to do the FE1 exam online. Now, I can't really believe I'm saying this. I did the FE1 nearly 7 years ago, and at the time I don't think anyone would have foreseen that a pandemic would get rid of all the invigilators, all of the red tape that goes around the red cow, and the whole lot, the whole shebang. Now it's online, you can do it at home. I would have loved that myself. It means I wouldn't have to been traipsing up and down the M50 and spending a rake of money on a hotel. So, in one sense it's good. On the other hand, it brings with it new challenges, because some people aren't used to typing or typing under pressure. But to be honest with you, most of the people doing these exams are millennials and are quick typists, so I don't really have a lot of sympathy. I do have sympathy for the way the November online exam was sprung on those candidates who didn't know it was going to be an online exam. But the people who are doing it this March 2021 have the benefit of foreknowledge. So if you listen to me, you can prepare yourself very well. Please also check out the video I made on how to do open book online exams, because there's a lot of stuff in that video where I talk about systems and notes which might help you. Obviously for FE1 I sell notes which are soft copy, which I think is a far better way to learn than handwriting. So yeah, I'm just going to get into it. So the Law Society have produced a wealth of information around this exam and the procedures and requirements around it. So I'm not going to go too in depth into that. I'm going to more take you through what I would do if I was in your position. So first things first, you're given an extra 30 minutes. So that is, rather than 3 hours, you're given 3 hours, 30 minutes, which is 210 minutes. And I always say take 20 minutes at the start to plan your answers, decide which 5 questions you're doing. So that takes 20 minutes from the 210, which is 170, and that divided by 5 is roughly 30. I think it works out at 36 minutes. So that's a lot of time for one question, because some people have been asking me on Instagram how long should I write for, and I always say it's not the length of your answer determines whether you're going to pass or not. It's the quality of every single word you write. It really is. And I've read so many scripts in the last year, and it's so obvious that the person has learned so much material, but they haven't understood the question. And what they've done in typical, and I call it Irish Leaving Cert style, is they've thrown everything down but the kitchen sink in order to get some sympathy, and then they're shocked when the result comes out and they get 45, 46, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe it, I found it so easy. You found it so easy because you wrote a lot, but that doesn't mean you were right. So I want people to get out of the mindset of, I'm going to throw everything down with the kitchen sink. And I'm telling you guys, less is more, okay? I know it sounds really daunting for people because people like to cover their ass with information. But in the real world, if you try and cover up your answers with information, you're going to get called out for it by clients. They're going to be like, so yes or no? It actually comes down to that a lot of the time. And like that could be 100 grand worth of research. And they just want to know yes or no. Can I go into that market? Can I produce that drug? Do I have to get that license? Can I buy that piece of property? Is that claim mine now? Did we take the security charge? All yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. They don't care about the detail. They just want to know yes or no. I'm saying to you in the FE1, there is going to be an answer. Roughly. Yes, Jennifer has a good chance at succeeding in her claim of medical negligence, but she'll need to consider the following. Has she thought of the done principles? Has she fulfilled them? A judge wouldn't look too well on the fact that she was wearing flip-flops when she fell down the mountain. That kind of thing. That's the kind of thing you need to argue. You need to argue with the facts. Obviously, if it's an essay and you're arguing a point, you need to be able to back up your point and also look at the alternative, then come to a conclusion. So if it says adverse possession law needs an overhaul in Ireland, you need some points to back this up. You may want to look to another jurisdiction. You may want to look at PI in the UK and say, okay, that's what they've done over there. That's what the European Court of Human Rights has said. Blah, 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 blah. But it needs to be relevant. Okay? I don't need to know all your knowledge on adverse possession law. I only asked you if it needs to be reformed. So you would come up with some reasons why it should be, and you can look at case law and you can say, well, that wasn't very fair. That's your opinion, and that's what essays are usually looking for. Okay, when you get in there, I always say to people, okay, just so you know what it's going to be like. So there's going to be a webcam, there's going to be a microphone so that they can hear what's going on. These people are well trained invigilators. They know if you're acting dodgy. They'll watch your eyes to see, you know, have you put something up on the wall that you're reading. Basically, they will catch you out if you're cheating. So don't even bother cheating. Also, if you cheat in the FE1s, you're screwed for life. I know someone who failed in the FE1s, cheated in the FE1s, and I know it wasn't great for him because I was the one that caught him and reported him. And you can imagine I didn't take too kindly to someone cheating beside me, and yeah, it wasn't great for him. And so just don't cheat. And I know nobody in their right mind would cheat, but I'm just saying, if you think that doing your exam at home is an opportunity to cheat, then you're very, very wrong, because I know people who have sat exams using this format, and I would say it's even more difficult to cheat because you're being absolutely scrutinized. If you need to go to the bathroom, you have to tell them, and they'll watch how long you're gone for. Make of that what you will. And then if you're going to the bathroom a lot, well, you're going to be in trouble then. Okay, so I would say, so you're not allowed to use an extra screen. So I would say make sure like you're in a well-lit, quiet room, you know, that all, if you have housemates or if you have family, just tell them to stay out while you're doing your exam, give you some space, whatever. Yeah, so the internet might drop, but it's okay because on the program that they use, your response is saved every 60 seconds. So don't worry too much about that. Okay, so some people have been saying to me, what am I going to do, you know, when I get into the exam? Normally, you know, when I like to handwrite, I like to make a big, you know, bubble with all my ideas. And I'm like, okay, but you can still do that. Like the minute you get in and when you go through and you spend that 20 minutes, start typing as you're reading. Be like, okay, Mary, John and Anya owned a company. Okay, so they're shareholders. So this is probably going to be, okay, this could be, like you could just type away, this might be a transfer of shares to someone in America. This could be, you know, if they're directors, this could be a director's duties question. Like you can be typing away, and then if director's duties come into your mind, okay, section blah, 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 of the Companies Act, this is some of the case law, good man be Phipps, blah, blah, blah. You can be typing away as you're reading. Like that's certainly what I would do, and I think that's a good use of time. And you can make your knowledge tree or whatever you want to call it by just using bullet points and just writing things down on the page in front of you. It's still the same as writing, so don't worry about that. The Law Society guidance goes through, like, you know, cheating, if your internet drops, who you can phone if you're having problems. You have to show them your workspace. So I would say just have nothing on the table other than your water. You have to be available 30 minutes beforehand. So I would say the day before you do the exam, do a dry run, right? Try and put yourself, because you're going to be very nervous, okay? So just, okay, pretend. Even put on the camera on your computer and just pretend you're doing the exam. Go look at past exam papers, go through the questions and start typing answers. Just test yourself at your desk. That's what I would do. Like, this is a really good opportunity to take a dry run of it. You can actually pretend you're under exam conditions. And like, even I would say the day before, we'll say from, you know, like pick 3.5 hours, go from 9 to half 12 and actually do an exam. Like actually set yourself an exam and do it at home, and just get rid of all the anxiety around typing under pressure, because you'll have done it once and then you know you can do it again. From the people who have responded to me on their results, some people did fail last time, and it was because they were nervous, and I think that's totally okay. But you really need to get used to this way of doing exams, because Black Hall and PPC, I mean, I don't foresee in the immediate future anyone going back to handwritten exams in halls. So you guys kind of need to get used to it. And I mean, once you've done the FE1s, you have to go and do the PPC. So yeah, embrace it for what it is. There are a lot of advantages. You don't have to leave the house. I mean, you have that extra time to study. You don't have the anxiety around trying to get to a place, and I know people who've been 30-40 minutes late for the FE1. Like, this is not going to happen this time around. Okay, so I'm going to stop blabbering. You know you can get FE1 notes on my website. You know you can contact me at info@lawhero.eu, and I'm also available on Instagram at lawheroirl. Best of luck in your FE1s. I'll be doing more videos between now and March, especially if the Law Society release the winter 2020 exam paper, which they haven't done yet, and I've been begging them to do so, but they haven't done so yet. So yeah, stay tuned and we will get through this together eventually. Thanks for watching.